So I just told her.
I never had one.
Yeah, but that thing there was not so long.
He
Came by the house, we weren't there, but he used the floral.
Well, how I rate.
He's coming around making himself.
Now
I
for
think
a way
it's a
later.
steal. We should, I was thinking maybe we should invite him up here to say hello. That way we know.
Sound good.
Yeah. So I haven't. I don't have a phone call.
Did you get there?
Simpson.
Here.
Sisson.
Here.
McDermott.
Here.
Gibbons.
Here.
Marvin.
Here.
Yankee.
Here.
Alderman.
Here.
Sorry, I missed it.
State law requires this body to announce at this time that a copy of the current Open Meetings Act is available at the back of the room where it is accessible to the public. Now we're ready.
Thank you. If you could all stand, please, we'll have a moment of silence preceded by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 1 is approve the consent agenda, approve this agenda, and pay the claims as submitted. Motion
So moved.
Aldrich, second by Sisson.
Simpson.
Yes.
Sisson.
Yes.
McDermott.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Marvin.
Yes.
Yankee.
Abstain.
Aldrich.
Yes.
Thank you. Item 2, approve the minutes of the October 16th, 2018 regular council meeting.
So moved.
Simpson, second by
Second.
Larry Gibbons.
Sisson.
Yes.
McDermott.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Marvin.
Abstain.
Yankee.
Yes.
Aldrich.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Thank you. It is now time for the public forum. If anybody wants to come before the council to address the council for any items that are not on the agenda, now is the time and the place. Yeah, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, we have some serious discussion tonight. Randy Aldridge has approached me that he would like to have a larger-than-life-size sculpture of he and Mayor Young placed in front of the City Hall.
Not.
I don't see any overwhelming
All right.
support. Okay.
Those opposed? Sorry, didn't carry. Sorry, Stu.
Well, I'm representing Citizens for Bronze Art, and Sheila Trinsley with me. Sheila and Bill are sort of the fathers of Citizens for Bronze Art, starting in 2009, and I'm sort of the stepson because I've kind of taken over a little bit of the duties. It's pretty amazing because I was just adding up on the way over here. We've placed over $200,000 worth of art in Holdridge.
Awesome.
Enjoying music, the flag, and I'm very excited, you may know about this, but I'm very excited to say that the good book, I'll pass it around if you like to look at it, has been donated by Ty Swan, I'm sorry. I got the one D on my mind. And will be placed at the Holdridge Public Library. The pad should be poured sometime this week or next week. And so we'll hopefully have an unveiling of that wonderful sculpture at the library towards the end of the month. So that was pretty exciting because we thought we'd have to raise money for the next 2 or 3 years. But our project for 2019 is one by Mike Shreve called The Kindred Spirit. And you can pass these around. I probably didn't make enough for everybody, so maybe you can share. This, I think this is going to be really stunning. The wingspan's over 6 feet. And this is a model, a full-size model that they make the molds from. And it's actually at the foundry right now. We're making the mold. We have enough money in our coffers to make the mold. So then it will be cast in bronze. It will not be colored. There won't be any coloration. And I've seen this, and you can see the head there. He looks like he wants to rip your throat out. And so it's going to be a stunning piece. Mike is very excited to have one of his pieces in our community, and I think that'll. We've got the Lundins. The one at the library is by Mark Lundin. We have several of George Lundin, and we have Ben Pearson, of course, a couple of his, and so this will be great. Mike. Sheila, do you have any comments?
No, I just think it's remarkable for a town or a community of that size of 5,000 to have 2 or 3 artists who have pieces not only in Holdridge, but in the United States Capitol, in Scotland, and there are just multiple places that public service and colleges and universities all over the United States where the Lundin pieces and even Brad Pearson's piece of the Scott, have just been placed in amazing spaces. So the thought was initially when we started this was just a table discussion with family that it would be really nice to have more Lundin pieces and to honor our Holdridge artists because they're native sons and hopefully daughters someday, who will be sculptors that will be of the same caliber. And George has done a lot to foster that kind of community spirit. And when we first started talking to him about it, I knew he was going to be a player because there's no other person that could afford to hold the monies on a piece that's done for a 2-year period while a group raises money, and then put him in his hometown at a discounted price. So he's always given, back from the retail price, and so to be able to get his work here and continue on, he's willing to do more, and there are more things to discuss, but that's probably not for tonight's meeting. Tonight's meeting is going to focus just on the piece at hand with Mike Shagru, and know that he's also, he wasn't born here, but he was certainly did his life's work here and has been here for a long period of time. And so the mission of the group started out and will continue to be the vision to present Holdridge or native sons and or people who've spent their lifetime in Holdridge or are somehow related, to our community and have ties to our community, to put their work back in our community so they can be proud of their hometown. And we felt like from the get-go that it's been really so well received. And that's what's made it fun. I thought I'd last about 1 year after the first one because it was a lot of work, trying to explain to people what it was. And now they're asking me, and they're probably asking Stuart too, what's the next piece? What's the next piece? Well, we're gonna have it ready for Give to Grow, and people are into it. So we're just here to tell you as the leaders of the community that I was very grateful for Stuart saying, oh, don't give up now, it's too much momentum going on. We've got things to do, things that I'd love to see here. So he stepped up, and I thought, I was energized by his energy. So then I started getting kind of a new wind, but I'm grateful that he's here and I'm not here so much. So it's nice to have somebody who's energetic and still going and so interested in the project. So we're full of life about it, and we're excited about it continuing on, and we've got big ideas, and we'll see how the community reacts to those next stages. But for now, this is a very big deal to get Shagru's piece here, and I think it'll be a bit of a change in tone and just a different dynamic. Every artist is different. Every artist has their own thing, so we're looking forward to it.
Did you say where this would be located?
Well, that's the
Probably
point
at the
being
North
here.
Park. We'd like to put it at the North Park maybe, but that'll be kind of up to you folks. After we get it cast and we can see what it is.
When our new library director got here, he was so looking forward to the bronze sculpture being over here at the library. He was very impressed with all that we did have. Like you say, it's for a town of...
Yeah, he's pretty excited about getting the placement. One really exciting thing, I think, on this sculpture is every time I talk to the sculptors like George and Mark and Mike's review, one name comes to mind, Louise Molnar. And Louise was a teacher here for many years, an art teacher. And she had a profound impact on these people. I mean, they just really talk about her. So we're gonna dedicate this piece to Louise Molnar. And one other thing, before I take up all your time, I just learned about a week ago that there's another sculptor that was born in Holdridge, that's John Swindell. And he's a professor at Kansas State University in art, and he's a sculptor.
Cool.
But he just sent me an email last night that just blew my mind away, because he's more into art that has a message, and his message is war and people. He came back here and did research on that gentleman that was killed at the Texaco station many years ago, was murdered.
Shorty Pruitt.
Yeah, he made a sculpture representing that.
Oh, really?
And one of his other friends was a Holdridge boy who was killed in Vietnam. I don't know his name now.
John
Mike, somebody, I think, was it. I should have.
Cohen?
Roger Cohen.
Roger Cohen.
No, it was somebody else. Anyway, he made a sculpture for that also. And so his sculptures are very different, and they would be very, very different. So hopefully we can maybe, our next project might even try to get one from him. So.
But it's so interesting because nobody knew these people when they were students so much because they weren't famous or well-known, but having had their career in the arts and being able to bring this back, it's quite a treat.
So you're raising funds for this
Yes,
Give to
Give to
Grow,
Grow
November
is,
15.
this is our project for Give to Grow.
kindred spirit?
And hopefully
It's the spirit within, I think is what it is.
You get down to Lincoln, you see these busts of some of the famous people down there. George Lundeen. Really? So,
yeah, he's got Lewis and Clark outside of the one museum down there, 5 figures of Lewis and Clark. So it's pretty impressive.
If you really wanna see something impressive, go to the cloisters on the Platte.
Yeah.
That is amazing. You know, and
I
they-
watch those all being made. My daughter lives in Loveland, so every time I go out there, I visit George. And I
Yeah.
saw them when they were this big, and then I saw them when they were doing the clays and all. It's a fabulous project.
Yeah, it's,
So,
It's fun
It's
listening
pretty
to his
amazing.
stories too. We just went down and brought some stuff back from Holdridge. He was on loan when we did put the piece in out at the museum. We had a small piece that we had to show before we had the big piece. And so we went out to coffee, and he just has such great stories, you know, about the people that he's working on, the people that, and just the things that he does are very interesting. And the story about how the cloisters got started, and
yeah, it's quite a story in itself.
it is.
Yeah.
So many, and he'd be glad to come back and talk, you know, to Holdridge, and every time we put a piece in, so Holdridge can get to know him a little bit better as an artist and an adult. So that's always fun to look forward to for everybody.
I asked him how he met Louise Molnar, and he said he got kicked out of Van Marder's typing class. And the only money it would take him was Louise. So thank you for allowing us.
Thank you.
thank you, Sheila.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Embry,
Give to Grow
thank you.
November 15th, there's a lot of good causes.
Coming up shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, I've closed the public forum. It is now time for item 4, open public hearing to receive comment on application for Class D liquor license from Casey's Convenience Store at 420 West 4th Avenue here in Holdridge. Your name for the paper, please?
Harold Van Zandt.
Thank you, Harold.
Thanks again.
I don't think there's anybody here to say anything with open public hearing, so
I'm just gonna explain the reason. They want, you know, to a Class D license, so you can have sell hard liquors.
Yeah, wine.
Right now, it's.
My store's gonna sell just wine, so,
Okay.
but who knows
Because
in
now
the
it's
future.
now it's just beer.
Yeah, right now it's just beer.
Was this just for wine or for?
I think they did both, just in case
Case
in
you
the
want
future,
to.
yeah. But my store, the other store got the liquor, but since we had a liquor store across the street, we decided not to.
So one store's gonna have wine and one store's gonna
The
have.
other one's already got their liquor license
Okay.
already. They approved it, I think, last year. But at that time, we decided not to because of the liquor store across the street.
Okay.
But right now, it's only wine that I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
any comments from the public? From the council? Any questions? Comments?
I can appreciate you taking consideration for the neighboring business. And try not
That
to-
actually came from up above, my boss above, Merle. I kinda told her, you know, we got other people in town. She agreed, and she told them not to put it in my store, just put it in the North store.
Well, I'll close the public hearing. Any more comments from the council? If not, motion to approve.
Move we approve the application from Casey's.
McDermott, Jeff Nankis.
Givens,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Hankins,
Yes.
Aldrich,
Yes.
Simpson,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott.
Yes.
There you go, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Motion carries.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, Harold.
Thank you.
Coming out.
Coming up.
No problem.
Sorry we kept you so long.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still on the clock. I came in a little late.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, so you want to go with item 6 here? Item 6, approve the location and use of the street at 414 West Avenue for Santa's house.
Yes.
From the
Hi.
chamber,
Hi.
Good evening, I'm Allison Fritchie. I'm Barb Alexander. We're here with the chamber. It seems like we meet every time this year, right? Me and Barb is our executive assistant in the office, so if you haven't met Barb, then you should know Barb because
Hi,
she's
Barb.
a mover and shaker and she's awesome.
and Barb's been around for a long time, quite a while.
I created dirt.
Well, she's only 21, so, you know.
And this is the first time you've been here. Make a note of that, council.
Started keeping tenants. Well, it's that time of year again for you guys to make that choice, to make all those kids and hopefully they'll.
We just
go
finished
second
with
year
Halloween. What are you
happy.
talking about Santa?
Oh, Santa is way cooler than Halloween. So anyways, we are here tonight to ask for approval to bring a Santa house downtown again this year. And then in the years past, we've had the house with like a little porch on it. But Livestock Feeders, who generously donates the house and moves it and picks it up for us, they actually sold it, which is very good for them because they have been trying to sell it for a few years. So we'll be bringing in the red barn, but the measurements on that are 10 by 16, which, so it's a little bit smaller than the other one was, but should still serve the purpose and stuff. So delivery, we would like to have it, or if this is approved, of course, to have it delivered the week of November 19th. So the 19th is a Monday, and then we'd like to decorate it the 21st, and then pickup would be after December 20th. So from November 19th through December 20th, it would be downtown, 414 West Avenue, in front of the old Double D Cleaners. The other thing I was gonna ask, so in the years past, I think Dave and Diet were still renting that facility, and so we could use that electricity. Well, they are no longer renting that facility, so there is no electricity in there. Would there be any way, if we can take the Santa house down there, that we could have electricity for the time the Santa house is there? I don't know if that's like something I can even ask, but I just thought I would ask, because you don't know if you don't ask, so.
Brian's not here.
We'd have to take a look down there,
Okay.
see how they can do it.
Would you be good willing to do that if this is a, well, maybe we should start with, can we take the Santa house down there and then we can move on to that thing? So-
I don't wanna make any pre-commitments, cause I don't know what to,
Oh, I know, Kim, I know, that's all right, we'll work through it.
but Brian will be back Friday and we can go down and take a look and see where we closest. Is it just 120?
I don't know the answer to that, whatever regular power is. I really don't
It's
know.
just been 110 all the time.
Just 110 or
Just run the light.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's all.
Yeah, just run the light.
Okay.
There's not much plug, so like, we just have like a lamp in there that we turn on, and then obviously some Christmas lights, cause you've gotta have Christmas lights. But then everything gets turned off, and then we do bring a space heater in there for Santa, for if it gets cold.
Okay.
Just in case. We have 6 days that we plan to be down there, but one of those 6 days, Santa will be doing fire truck rides, so I don't think that we'll be utilizing the Santa house too much, but we still may have the outside Christmas lights on. So I'm not an electrician, I don't know the ins and outs of electricity, but that's what we have running.
Allison, you mentioned a space heater, is that electric?
It does plug into power, I believe, yes.
Electric or propane or?
No, it plugs into,
in.
I think it looks like a fireplace or something.
Yeah, be sleepy Santa.
Okay.
Well, we're just glad we got Santa again this year, because Barb actually saved the day on that one for us, because he wasn't gonna do it, but he is, so.
Any questions?
Is there no power in the old building now? I mean, wouldn't they have power in it over the winter just for heat or?
I would think so, but I don't know.
Well, according to Diet today, she doesn't think that the electricity is on in there any longer.
Could they go ahead and put a meter in the socket and power it up for this?
Yeah.
I think that'd be about as simple as anything. Yeah. Then they could hook up like they did last year.
See what Brian says.
We'll have to take a look.
Yeah, have the guys look.
And we have a few days, but we would really appreciate that if that would be possible. If not, then we'll work something else out, like with a generator or something, but what we worry about with that is just getting it moved in every night, or, you know, getting it out of the way
Get it
or
out
whatever.
because somebody's ripping off.
Yeah.
And who do we send the bill to?
You'll send that to Mayor Doug Young. We'll pass the hat.
Santa's helper.
Well, we, you know, certainly like, from like the chamber point, I mean, if we needed to compensate for that or something, I mean, absolutely, we wanna make sure it's right, so.
We'll use that.
No,
much
we've never
water.
charged
For
for.
little electricity, that'll be.
You really
We're-
want to make us look bad, don't you?
No, I just wanna make sure we're being fair, I don't wanna, I'm not trying to ask for the
See the
sun to be
charges for
sorry.
Santa.
At our assistant's house, so ain't too far, we can run an extension cord.
Let's give her a shot.
Not using my cords.
What's the council's wishes?
I'd move we approve the use of electricity if it can be acquired somehow.
Work with Brian.
Yeah, well,
I'll second that.
Larry Marvin seconds.
Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Hanky,
Yes.
Aldridge,
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
There you go.
There we
Good
go,
old-
Barb, high five.
Thank you guys for
Thanks,
all
you
your hard
guys.
work.
This is a rough crowd.
Yeah.
You guys survived.
We appreciate that, so I guess I'll be back in touch with you then, would that be fair? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll skip 7 for now. We'll go to open discussion for the staff and council members. Chief, I see a lot of your officers made a list of vacant properties too, that a lot of them, some of them don't even have electricity or no utility hookup. I think we'll be looking at that here in the near future. Thank you, Chief. Dave,
No, thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Bob,
No, thank you.
Marvelous Marvin.
All I was gonna say is, the tire store up on 11th in Burlington, they're doing vehicle tires and selling tires and stuff like that for cars and pickups now. Doing tire repairs.
Are they really? They're
Yeah.
open now?
Yeah, they're open now. They're gonna put in eventually a front end machine and do front end, light mechanics eventually.
See, they did some improvements on their parking and.
Yeah, they took all that
Took the
out so
old-
they could get vehicles in and
Yeah.
out.
I saw some tires up there.
We could-
We had another business open up here a month ago, Tilson Customs. So, if you buy some tires online, they'll mount them. If you have a flat tire, they'll fix them.
But it's just nice that we're getting people to come in and,
Well,
Cool.
yeah, especially something like that. too,
Yeah.
because
you know, they'll do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who is that, Larry?
Dwayne is, I can't tell you what his last name is.
Abushan?
Yeah, you got it.
Is it the same, I mean, it's a different bunch that was running it,
No, it's the same bunch.
same bunch?
Yeah, but he talked him into, doing this, Dwayne did. He thought that, you know, they're just losing a lot of business because they can't do vehicles and stuff, so.
Well,
They've
they
got-
are, really.
Yeah, they've got,
Well, it's a good location
Oodles of
too, as far
tires
as.
in there.
Open on Saturdays?
I believe so. I can find out for you.
Yeah, that's a kicker too.
That's good.
It's a
Yeah,
good
that
location
is.
too, as far as ease to get.
Yeah.
Very good deal.
He said they would go on service call for a flat tire, but you probably wouldn't like the service call charge. He said you could put your spare on a lot easier.
With you insurance.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Jeff?
No, sir.
Mr. Randy?
No, thank you, Mayor. I don't have to go home and mow either.
Doug?
I'm good.
I know you're good. Do you have anything?
Nope.
Mike?
Not tonight.
Mary?
I know you got places to be.
Mr. Gibbons?
No.
Rod?
The CRA, I just wanted to bring you up to date, has some reports that have to be done every year. And the first one's due August 1st, and we filed that one ahead of time for the hotel project. On the Fuker Apartments, that's technically not due till next August 1st, but I asked Melody if we could go ahead and file it now so that it didn't get overlooked next year. So those have been filed, and then November 1st, the city has to file a annual report with the state on any new projects for the year, and I got that done today, and that's going out in the mail tomorrow.
December 1st. December 1st.
November.
You're late.
December.
A little late there.
Yeah, you're right.
Mr. Parsons?
Nothing, sir.
I get that's extra time. I see that you had a claim for a test well. Did we have a test well drilled for a water well?
Yes, we did a test well down south of town. Pheasant Run Edition, and it did not turn out very good.
Didn't turn out, so that's not an option.
That's not an option. So our next thought is going up by the ball fields. We have a corner of that area between the ball fields and the elementary school that we're gonna try and do a test well there. That is a close location for the main, so, but we just can't find a place to give us adequate water, so.
This is our third, will be our third one up by the school end?
Well, it'll be a test well if it works.
Yeah. Well, good luck on that.
Tim, stay out of the batting cages. Batting cages going in up there.
Well, I think Bob and I'll probably talk about it before we get too far.
I have a question
Interfere.
for the chief, the school buses, when they're getting, when the red lights, the stop sign's out flashing, they're supposed to stop, what, both ways?
Yeah,
And what's the fine?
I don't know what technically what the fine would be. Might have to go look.
I was
Should be a
thinking,
day in jail.
I was thinking it was $500.
Thought I read something on it, it was $250, I thought it said.
I don't think it would be 500.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I read that at, but there are so many of them that's not obeying that law, and they put,
cameras on the buses now so they can get license plate numbers and send them a ticket through the mail.
Would,
Not here.
the question was, can they have cameras on the buses? Would that help in the enforcement? It sounds like they're having some issues in town.
Well, it could. We had one the other day. I talked to the individual about it, and he realized what he had done after he had did it. He was thinking it was over where the old Washington school was, and he was thinking, well, there's no school here. But I talked with him about it, and he realized what he had done, and he said it wouldn't happen again.
Did you write him a ticket?
No. Number one, I guess he admitted to it, but unless the bus driver can say who was driving the vehicle and get up and testify as to who's driving it, just merely having the vehicle isn't going to prove who the driver is. So unless a police officer can stop it, or the bus driver can say who's driving the vehicle, because a lot of times we won't find them right away. We have to make contact or go to a place. And I went to the individual's house where we thought it was, and the vehicle wasn't there, and then when I drove away and turned a corner, then I saw a vehicle coming towards me and matched the plate. So I didn't give him a ticket, no.
Okay, thank you. Just a heads up, elections tonight, I don't know who all is gonna get elected. We'll be looking at the utility or the standing committees in another month when we take office, so we'll be thinking about the standing committee you'd like to be on. So we may have some new faces. But we think about the committees. So the only other thing I'd like to mention again is the council's job is to set the policy, and it's the staff's job to see that policy is carried out. It's not our job, it's staff or council to pursue that our department heads are doing their job. That's basically what I'm saying. Other than that, I think we need to have a motion to go into closed session to consider negotiations and current litigation and real estate transactions.
So moved.
Second.
Aldrich moves, Mike Sisson seconds.
Simpson,
Yes.
Sisson,
Yes.
McDermott,
Yes.
Gibbon,
Yes.
Marvin,
Yes.
Making,
Yes.
Aldridge.
Yes.